Hey guys, Austin with Easy Concrete Supply.
And I'm John.
And today on Easy Concrete University, we are going to go over our two most popular crack fillers. There's a lot of different options out in the market right now. These are our two top seller. One's going to be an epoxy crack filler and one's going to be a polyurea crack filler. We're going to show you guys how to mix it and put it down. All right, now we're going to show you guys how to use our Gladiator Quick Crack Repair. I like to prep all my cracks by filling them with a very, very dry sand before I even start. That's going to make sure that all the holes in the actual crack are filled up so you're not putting product down right into your substrate. And you're going to be able to save some product that way. Another thing I like to do is I also make like a slurry mix with the sand when I go over my crack. Now this stuff, you only have about 20-30 seconds realistically to get it into a crack. The biggest advantage of this is your return to service time. You're going to be able to come back and grind this crack in about 15 minutes. Which makes it a #1 seller for most of our flake floor systems. So when you measure it out, you just measure 1 to 1. Anytime I eyeball it, which I eyeballed this, I try to go just a little bit heavier on the B. That's always a good rule of thumb to live by.
So we're going to go ahead and mix our 1 part A with our 1 part B. We're just going to mix it around in the cup just a little bit. And then we'll take some of the sand we left to the side. Then you want to feather it out afterwards, just so you don't have big ridges to have your grinder go over. Next up, we have our Pure Epoxy PECF Epoxy Crack Fill. This will come in 2 buckets just like this, and it's going to be a 2 to 1 mix ratio, 2 parts A to 1 part B.
All right, so when we're using our PECF, we're going to mix it 2 to 1, just like John said. We eyeball this, so again, I always try to go a little bit heavier on my B. I normally use a mixing pedal to go ahead and mix this. I'm going to go ahead and mix it now. Now, a big advantage of using epoxy as a crack filler is it's going to lay really, really flat under whatever system you put it on. So this is a pretty big crack fill for straight epoxy systems, single colors, metallic systems, and grinding seals. Now we're just looking for a peanut butter consistency as we're mixing this and a consistent color throughout the whole thing. Just going to whip this a little more. Now, normally this is going to take about 6 to 8 hours to dry. If you're really, really good troweling it down, you can go over it after about 45 minutes while it's still wet. Now, I would recommend you're really, really confident on how straight and clean that is, because if you have any lumps or any excess on the outside of the crack, it will show on your coating. So now I got this pretty well mixed. It's all very consistent color. It's a consistent consistency. I'm going to go ahead and start filling my cracks. So I'm just going to take a glob of it, come over to my crack, press down into it, and then I'll smooth it by. Now you do have about 25-30 minutes to work with this, so you can mix up quite a bit. And it might be a better option for you if you have a lot of cracks rather than mixing up a lot of our very fast curing polyurea crack filler to where you'd have to mix up a lot of little batches at a time so it didn't set up in the bucket for you. But when I'm done, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to feather it, kind of get all my excess out of there. And I'm going to leave it to dry.
So these were our 2 most popular crack fill options. There's a few more out there, but if you have any other questions, you can contact any sales rep here or contact me at 419-303-8204. Stay tuned for the next video.